Guys, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and you are in our front entryway, which is where we have a big part of our business, Jukshy Farms. So recently we just got a plant in the mail, and it only right now is the only commercial producer is Australia, so it's not something that we were able to start here, but we want to grow here. So what we've got here is a chaw that's come in the mail. It was in the post for 7 days in very, very cold weather, and it's got a lot of shock to it, and we don't know if it's going to survive. Luckily, we've been able to get a hold of the company, and they're going to do some kind of either replacement or refund. In the meantime, Alex and I want to try and do our best to get this thing back into life. And you can do this method with any of your plants that are dying, or if you've received something in the mail, or if you've taken it from one zone to another and it's gone through some sort of shock, and you're really wanting this to survive. This is a working that you can do to give your plants the love that it needs, the energy that it needs to survive and make it through, because this plant, it will survive. I know that it will, but it's on its way out. So first of all, I've put down a cloth that represents the life that I want. This cloth is covered with beautiful flowers, grass, bright spring sunshine, all of that. So to me, that's going to help influence what's going to go on above. Now basically, we've got a big black pot here, and I forgot to tell you, but I apologize, this plant comes from the southern Amazon in Bolivia. That's where it is native. And the proper name is Garcinia humilis. It's a relative to the mangosteen. It's like, produces a small orange egg-shaped fruit. They're quite beautiful. So if you've not had a mangosteen, but you've had a rambutan, kind of that sort of thing. They're both very exotic fruits that you'd find at your Asian grocery, I'm sure. But the acha, I don't think we're able to find anywhere, and that's probably why we're growing it. So, first I want to say that we're going to be doing some cord magic. The fruits that come from this are bright orange, so I'm going to cut some cord, and the gardener and I are going to tie it on together. I'm going to do a little bit of a demonstration for you on how to do it, but I think that the hands of the gardener doing it are very important. So, just take some thread, and then whatever number is your special number. For me, I like to work in the number 3. 9 is a very magical number, 7. Whatever number resonates with you, though. Wrap it around very gently and with pure love and vision of what you want around the base of the tree that many times, or the plant. So I'm going to wrap it around 3 times, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to envision this plant regenerating, coming back to life, and producing the orange fruits that we want. It's really important that you do this visualization during this process, because that's more important than any of the ingredients that are here. So, wrapping it around 3 times, being super gentle, and envisioning those fruits coming to life, and this plant healing, and being a part of our family and our farm. Okay, and then when you tie the knots into it, you're going to be pulling and pushing your intention into that. So now you visualized it while you're putting the string, the cord, around the base of the plant. And now as you get ready to start your knot and you're going to pull, you're going to close your eyes and really visualize that happening and push your intent into that. And I usually hold it there for a little bit with the intent to really kind of get that energy in there, using the cord as a conductor, if you will. So I'm tying 3, and then I'm going to tie the rest of the knots with the gardener. Because they're the ones who are really taking care of this plant. You know, a witch can do a spell, but I think that you really have to take care of that working beyond what she does. So I just leave this cord just as it is in the plant. And then on the outside of the plant here, you can do lots of things to dress it up. Number one, you always want to tell this plant every time you walk by it, or even when you're not in the room with it and you're just thinking about it, telepathically even, just think of how much you love it, because it will feel that energy from you. You can add your DNA to this plant to help it become more a part of you. That way when you're not with it and you're sending your energy to it, it will connect to you. And if you want examples of how to do that, just put them in the comments below and I'll let you know. Also, we're going to be using paint and nail polish, two things that are probably just floating around your house because we didn't have a paint pen. They make at the craft stores paint pens that you can just literally paint symbols onto things, or you can paint white onto black like a chalkboard, but it's a permanent paint pen. I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use paint or nail polish. For the sake of the video, I'm going to use nail polish. Now remember that it doesn't have the best smell. I don't think that that's going to affect this plant. However, some people might think that. And if you feel that, then you're feeling something there that's intuition. Go with it. So this plant comes from a very sunny place. I'm going to paint a sunshine on the front. Because when it came here, it was missing the warmth, wasn't it? It froze in the way, and that's why it didn't make it. So it doesn't show up really well as it is orange on black, but the symbol is still there, and I will do a close-up for you guys at the end. Maybe I will do a little bit of paint just so it shows up better. Sure, why not? So a big orange sunshine. You know, if you have the colors to relate the symbol to the actual, like the sun is orange or yellow and hearts are pink or red or whatever. But if you don't, then just use white, because white in color magic covers everything, doesn't it? Okay, so then you just have any old paintbrush. And think about the love that you're giving it. And all this time that you take to do this, your plant knows that that's happening. This plant, I'm connecting with it on a very real level right now. So beautiful. This fruit is going to be so beautiful, and I'm envisioning the video I'm going to make where I show you guys the fruit from this plant. You know, hopefully just in a few months' time. That will be amazing. And you could even write some law of attraction on the front of this, couldn't you? I will flourish. That's what I'm going to write, is I will flourish, because that's what we want. Or you could write, I will live. Just write something like it's already happened, not, I hope this plant lives, but this plant will thrive. I will thrive. And that's a good mantra for anybody, right? I will thrive. Or I will survive, that would be great. I will thrive. I could have gotten a better brush, but my apologies on that. And you know what? Even if you didn't want anyone to see what you wrote on this, you could even cover this up with black paint, and your symbols and your words are still there, and the plant still fills them. However, I don't see why you'd want to. But if you were embarrassed by it, it's just like painting symbols on your door. A witch's door has symbols underneath all that paint for protection. But you don't see them because you paint over them. But they're still there, and they're still working for you, and the energies are all still painted and ingrained in there. It's great. Otis, get your he's eating my string. Jack, get out of here. Come back and play later. Don't steal my string. Okay, so you guys, I have to touch it up a bit, but I'll show you what we've got here. There's the sunshine, 2 hearts for love, and it says, I will thrive, okay? And again, you can go and you can cover that all up with dark black paint if you want, but this is going to be a working that you want to come back to. This is going to be a plant that you want to keep in your living space, that you want to sit with and be with as much as possible, but you can get these things to work for you. You just need to make sure to write them in the law of attraction and give them loads and loads of love and inspiration. Thanks for coming back with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch. I will see you soon.